What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here with another top 10 video. Now, in there is Friday, or I should say tonight, because it got like a midnight showing as well. But in its actual release date is tomorrow. Anyway, in theirs is the new R-rated comedy, Happy Time Murders. I haven't seen the film yet. I'm saying tomorrow. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, really, this movie is raunchy. Like, it delivers its R rating. And my favorite type of comedies are pretty much raunchy R-rated comedies. I like PG-13 comedies too, and PG comedies, but my favorite are raunchy comedies. So I decided to go down a list of my top 10 favorite raunchy R-rated comedies of all time. All right, now I gotta say up front, this is the hardest list I had to do because there's so many comedies that could have added that I figure these films I kind of enjoyed slightly more than the ones that I was gonna add, but this is a downright hard list for me to make. But anyway, let me do my top 10. At number 10 will be the 2013 comedy This Is the End, which is pretty much a end of the world comedy that's directed and starring Seth Rogen with his writing partner Evan Goldberg. Pretty much, celebrities go to like a party at James Franco's house, and then all of a sudden, they're like the world starts to there's like an apocalypse, and the world starts to end. Hysterical film. This movie had me going. I mean, for one, you had cameos by like Kevin Hart had a cameo. That's Rihanna. I mean, even Emma Watson was in this. Hilarious cameos. Oh man, my favorite scene was when James Franco finds out that Danny McBride was doing his business to James Franco's magazine, and James Franco went berserk. I mean, they were arguing about Danny McBride, doing his business, if you know what I mean. That scene had me going. Almost lots of stuff in this movie had me going, but that's my favorite scene out of the whole film. Definitely, if you had not had a chance to check out This Is the End, do yourself a favor and give it a go. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen in decades. At number 9 is Porky's, which got released in like early 80s. Let me double check when it came out. 1981. If it wasn't for Porky's, we probably want to, have other like raunchy, teen comedies as we do today. This movie pretty much paved ways for other raunchy teen comedies. Pretty much, it's about like teens wanting to lose their virginity. That's pretty much the film. It's a comic classic. The sequel is whatever that the sequel sucked, but and I think there was a third one. To be honest, the first one is the one you want to watch. It's hysterical. It has. I mean, Kim Cattrall before she was in on Second State, she had a role in this. Pretty cool casting this. But if you had not had a chance to watch Porky's, the 1981 teen raunchy sex comedy, you will love it. Like I said, it paved way for stuff like America Pie and all that, and Blockers as well. So watch Porky's. The jokes probably don't hold up as much as they do today, but I still say give it a go. It's hysterical. At number 8 will be Superbad, another film that has Jonah Hill in it. Of course, this also has Michael Cera and Christopher Mintz-Plasse and Seth Rogen, who are also in This Is the End. So Superbad is hysterical. I mean, like Porky's, this is also about high schoolers who wants to lose their virginities. And this was also pretty much a breakout role by Christopher Miller's Plus, who played McLovin. Okay, I can't do it as good as Christmas Plus, but he was hysterical in this. This was also pretty much a breakout role by Emma Stone. I think, if I recall it correctly, this is actually Emma Stone's first feature film, if I'm not mistaken. Then Emma Stone went on to do other stuff. I'm actually, I'm getting off topic here. I really can't wait to see the reunion between Jonah Hill and Emma Stone in this new Netflix show they got coming called Maniac. That looks pretty interesting. And it has a super bad reunion between the two, so that's one reason why I can't wait to see it. Anyway, back to super bad. This movie came out in 2007, and lots of people still talk about it. It's a comedy that you could it's a comedy that you could relate to. I mean, the kids, you went to high school, so you could probably relate to these high schoolers. I also the film had lots of funny jokes. I mean, I really like the cops in this, played by Seth Rogen and Bill Hader. If you still haven't seen Superbad, what are you waiting for? Watch Superbad. It's hysterical. At number 7 will be Tropic Thunder. This movie just turned 10 years old this month. It still holds up. I mean, it's directed by Ben Stiller. It's starring Ben Stiller. You have a group of cast that includes Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., Brandon T. Jackson. Speaking of Bill Hader, he's in this. You even got Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's Les Grossman is one of the best Cruise roles I've seen. Even better than Ethan Hunt. And if I do a top 10 Tom Cruise roles, Tropic Thunder, his role as Les Grossman is above Ethan Hunt. I mean, that scene where Tom, of course, in negotiation with the terrorist that kidnaps Ben Stiller's character. Oh man, that scene had me going. And also, it also has Matthew McConaughey was also in this as well. Good cameos in this too. But Tom Cruise as Les Grossman sold the movie for me. You won't even recognize Tom Cruise in this because he has a bald head, and if you watch this for the first time, I totally didn't even recognize that was Tom Cruise when I first saw this movie. I didn't have internet by the time, a computer or access to internet around the time this movie got released, so I couldn't go to IMDb to see who the cast list was. When I first saw this movie for the first time, I did not even hardly knew that was Tom Cruise until towards the end. That's how good of a disguise he was in this. And also the jokes in this, the short, trailers that was shown. If you see Spider-Man and Iron Man together, before Homecoming, you'll probably be surprised that you know that Spider-Man and Iron Man both appeared in this. Not Tom Holland, of course, but there's a scene with Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire. That was funny. I mean, I didn't know of it until now, but I just noticed that was the first time we really saw Iron Man and Spider-Man together. If you want to look at it, but yeah, if you still haven't seen Tropic Thunder, directed by Ben Stiller and all that, watch Tropic Thunder. It'll have you going. And I'm still hoping and wish they would go ahead and do that Les Grossman movie. Come on, Tom Cruise is a little busy probably, but come on, find a way to get that script made. I want to see Les Grossman back. Tom Cruise back as Les Grossman, one of the best characters out there. Anyway, number 6 will be The Hangover, which came out in 2009, and this movie turns 10 years old next year. Holy cow. That's how long ago this movie was. It came out in 2009, and I love The Hangover. I know lots of people trash talk the sequels. I really dig the sequels too. I know lots of people trash talk them and all, but I didn't mind them. But the first Hangover is hysterical. I mean, you got Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and Zach Galifianakis gets drunk one night and lose their friend Doug, and they go on like mischiefs to try to find him. You got Ken Jeong in this, who I love Ken Jeong in this. Ken Jeong in as Leslie Chow, hysterical. If I did my 10 favorite supporting characters in a comedy of all time, it'll probably be Tom Cruise as Les Grossman and maybe Ken Jeong as Leslie Chow in my top 10. I mean, this was pretty much my first introduction to Ken Jeong. He's probably like I've probably seen him in other stuff before The Hangover, but this was the film that made me actually become a Ken Jeong fan. Also, how can you forget the Mike Tyson scene? Mike Tyson in Hangover, love that cameo. Definitely watch other Hangover. Hysterical in every ways. Also, check out the sequels too. I think you'll probably get kicked out of the sequels also. At number 5 will be Ted. The film that was the 2012 comedy that starred and was directed by Seth MacFarlane. The guy behind Family Guy and all that. He pretty much, of course, voiced Ted, and pretty much made Ted sound like Peter. I love Ted. It was so like funny. It was even charming at times too, and I really like the chemistry between Ted and Mark Wahlberg. You even got Mila Kunis in there, who was pretty good. She actually never returned for the sequel, but Amanda Seyfried was already in the sequel too. Yeah. I mean, Flash Gordon himself appeared in this. Even a little cameo by Deadpool himself. Maybe a little spoiler for that. I don't know how many people have not seen Ted yet. If you haven't seen Ted, get on it because it's hysterical. I also dug Ted too. That movie it got pretty good review, like okay reviews. It didn't really get great reviews, but I love Ted 2 as well. I still wish Seth MacFarlane will go ahead and do part 3. I'm ready for more misadventures with Mark Wahlberg and Ted. At number 4 will be Kevin Smith's comedy classic, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Most people would probably add maybe Porky's on their list, or maybe Porky's 2, or Mallrats. My favorite Kevin Smith movie will always be Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I mean, this movie, it was kind of ahead of its time. You have Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith's Jay and Silent Bob, who pretty much go to Hollywood to stop Blunt Man and Chronic from being made. Hysterical comedy. Jay and Silent Bob are so awesome together. And also the jokes in this had me going. Ben Affleck actually technically plays 2 parts in this. He plays like Jay and Silent Bob's friend, and he plays himself also. You even had Matt Damon. He had a cameo. You even had cameos by Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. Will Ferrell was even in this. Lots of hilarious cameos. I still can't wait to see what Kevin Smith does with the sequel, because I know they're supposed to be like doing another Jay and Silent Bob movie. It's supposed to begin shooting this November. I can't wait to see that. Like, I think the world needs more Jay and Silent Bob. Because, I mean, in the first Jay and Silent Bob, they pretty much were also talking about internet trolls, and that's really relevant today, because, there's tons of internet trolls now. I mean, also there's like a scene in Jay and Silent Bob where like Jay and Silent Bob goes, to kick like the trolls' asses and all. Oh man, everything in this movie had me going. It's by far Kevin Smith's best work. And Kevin Smith, He's seriously a fellow nerd. I love that guy. Yo, Kevin Smith, if you're out there, and follow me, buddy. Like he's completely one of the biggest celebrity nerds I've ever seen. But anyway, I can't say enough. I love Jay and Silent Bob. It's so awesome. At number 3 will be Bad Santa, which of course came out in 2003 and starred Billy Bob Thornton. I love Bad Santa. It's seriously a Christmas movie that I could even watch even when it's not around Christmas time. I could watch this movie in the summer. That's how good this film is. I got like a trio film, like Christmas films that I will watch even if it's not around Christmas time. Bad Santa's one. Home Alone is actually a Christmas film I could watch anytime, even not around Christmas, including Die Hard. But Bruce Willis kind of confirmed it's not a Christmas movie, so I guess you could just watch it anytime. I also think the sequel of Bad Santa. I know that movie got trashed on, but I love Bad Santa too. Bad Santa is his. The first film, of course, is hysterical. You also got the late great Bernie Mac. You got the late John Ritter in this. Tony Cox was such a scene stealer as the elf. Oh man, that guy had a foul mouth. Seriously, one of my favorite elves on screen. Sorry, Will Ferrell, but Tony Cox as Marcus in Bad Santa is the best elf. Even though I do love Elf. I'll of course talk about more Christmas movies in November and December and stuff, but Bad Santa is just hysterical now. It's so raunchy, it's dirty. It's pretty much more of a dark comedy than a full-on comedy. It's kind of like the darkest comedy that's on my list, but it's still really raunchy. I mean, he pretty much does stuff that you won't expect a Santa to do. But definitely, if you haven't seen Bad Santa, the classic Billy Bob Thornton comedy, watch Bad Santa. You'll appreciate it. At number 2, I'm going to have South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. That's right. South Park was pretty much huge back in the 90s. South Park premiered I think 96. I think 96, I believe, or 95. And because how popular it became back in 1999, they went ahead and released the South Park movie, and it's one of the funniest anime movies I've ever seen. I mean, in the movie they pretty much go war on Canada because of pretty much because of Terrence and Phillips R-rated film Ashes of Fire, and the kids are all cursing and all that. Oh man, it's so funny. It also has I love the music in that. What Trey Parker and Matt Stone did with the movie is hysterical. I mean, I really love how they use Saddam Hussein as like have a comedic element, because Saddam Hussein is not a funny guy. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, Satan. I love Satan in this. His song is good. I love the songs in this. I mean, Blaine Canada got nominated for Best Original Song at the Oscars. And you know who performed the song at the who performed Blaine Canada at the Oscars? Robert Williams. That was such an awesome scene at the Oscars when he was singing Blaine Canada and all. One of my favorite Robert Williams moments, by the way. I mean, you even have George Clooney. George Clooney made a cameo in this. I can't remember who he played. I think he played the Doctor, because this film came around the time that ER came out, so I guess it makes sense that he was voicing the Doctor. Oh man, I just love South Park, the movie and the show. The show's of course still going strong. South Park will be returning on TV in September. I still hope Trey Parker and Matt Stone will find a way to do another South Park movie for theirs. I think it's time for another South Park film. I mean, the South Park movie turns 20 years old next year. I think it's time for another one. Yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, if you're listening, let's get another South Park movie going. Anyway, but yes, I went on that pretty long, but I just love the South Park film. All right, now at number one, my number one favorite raunchy R-rated comedy of all time. If you know me, you probably know what I'm gonna say. American Pie, the classic. This also came out in 1999. The classic 1999 teen sex comedy American Pie is. It's also one of my favorite comedy franchises because they spawned a few sequels after this. I could watch the American Pie movies over and over. They are so funny. Like, I mean, Sean William Scott as Steve Stifler is hysterical. You know, you even got Tara Reid in this, like way before she conquered Sharknadoes. Eugene Levy, of course, played Jim's dad. You got Jason Biggs in this, Allison Hannigan, way before she was, on How I Met Your Mother. Shannon Elizabeth, I love Shannon Elizabeth in this, and not for the obvious reasons. I know if anyone's watching this, you probably thinking, yeah, we know why he loves Shannon Elizabeth in this. Yeah, I'm not gonna say why I like because it's not for the obvious reason, but I really love Shannon Elizabeth's accent in this. Okay, maybe that scene in American Pie is come on, that scene in American Pie is iconic. I mean, they are so lucky that YouTube wasn't around in 1999 because they were pretty much lucky that porn itself was around 1999 because Jim's video will pretty much be even popular today as it was back then. Oh man, I tell you, I could pretty much watch American Pie like all of them in one day. The Shake You home video ones I also like, but they aren't as funny as the ones with Stifler and the gang. I was so happy when American Reunion got released because I was pretty young when American Pie came out, and I was pretty young when American Pie 2 and American Wayne came out. So I couldn't really see those in theirs, but I enjoyed seeing the chance to see American Reunion in theirs. I saw American Reunion like twice in theirs, and I had fun time with that. It was just so good to see the gang all back together. I know Tara Reid has been teasing another American Pie film, and they do another one. I'm all for it. Of course, Tara Reid needs some money. Sharknadoes, I guess, don't pay the bills, but once, like, if Universal says down the line, yes, we're doing another American Pie film, I'm all for it. I love this franchise. It's the American Pie is actually the first R-rated movie I ever saw. Not in theirs, of course, but on TV. It's the first R-rated film I've ever seen. And, I've loved R-rated comedies since then. Since American Pie, I've adored R-rated comedies. I mean, the Pie films, they're pretty much iconic. Like, people know who Steve Stifler is. Speaking of Stifler, I can't wait to see him in Lethal Weapon, by the way. But that's another video for another time. If you still do yourself a favor and watch the Pie films. They are hysterical in every ways. Anyway, that's pretty much my top 10 favorite R-rated raunchy comedies. Let me go down the list. Number 10, This Is the End. 9, Porky's. 8, Superbad. 7, Tropic Thunder. 6, The Hangover. 5, Ted. 4, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. 3, Bad Santa. 2, South Park Big Long Uncut. And number 1, American Pie. Now, there's lots and lots I could have even added. I so much would have added Deadpool. That's pretty much counts as a raunchy R-rated comic because it's hysterical. I could have also gone with the Godfather of comedies, Animal House. I could have also gone with tons of classic comedies. Caddyshack. I could have gone with Vacation. Lots of other raunchy comedies I could have gone with. I could have gone with Scary Movie. Oh boy, there's some. I could have also gone with Old School, Step Brothers. I could do a whole. Maybe I could have done should have done top 10 20 instead of top 10. But anyway, what's your favorite raunchy R-rated comedies? Is there one that's not like on my top 10 that you enjoy? Are you planning to check out Happy Time Murders this week as well? Leave your comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This year is Thomas L. signing off.